What one behavior that instantly tell you the person is powerful?
Mostly feel it rather than see it, because people who are truly powerful don't need to prove it. Billionaires, a lot of them is just being at the right place at the right time, and a lot of luck is involved.
So what do powerful people do differently when cameras are off?
Doesn't need to dominate, doesn't need to be seen, doesn't need validation. I think the mindset difference is that they go for it and they take the risks and they don't care what people think. I think the average person is maybe not confident enough that it's the right time to do it. They need more. They need more checks in their. They need more ticks in their check boxes to actually go ahead and do it.
Is most fake industry you have seen?
Social media industry / influencer.
One skill every young person must learn.
Networking. Networking is a huge skill because the
One trait all powerful people have.
execution, consistency. Oh my God, there's so many.
Hard work or smart connections?
Smart connections.
Hard work or smart work?
Yeah, smart work. 100% smart work. But they also have vision, because you can have money and not have vision, right? There's a lot of countries that I won't name any, but there's a lot of countries that have a lot of money and that just don't have a vision. So yeah, I guess these are the things that, yeah. And I just want people to stop thinking of Dubai as a fake place, because it's so not a fake place. I mean, what do you mean by fake, right? There's so many Hi Bhavesh, I'm good. How are you?
Amazing, amazing. So let's start.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I try to calm down. So I think you are not nervous.
Nervous is good. Nervous is good.
Why? Why nervous is good?
No, your very calm face is calming me, so
So let's start. For anyone listening who does not you yet, how would you describe what you do in your own words?
So currently I am based in Dubai and I'm an events presenter. So different types of events, from conferences to product launches to gala dinners. I'm the host. I'm the one that will welcome the audience, the speakers. And so yeah, this is what I do, mainly presenting and hosting of different events.
Okay. So let's start at very beginning because I think the journey matters a
Yeah.
lot with someone like you. So let's go. Montreal to Dubai. That is not a small move, geographically or emotionally. What was the story behind that decision?
Yes, so I'm born in Montreal in Canada, and I lived there for quite some time. But then my family decided, my husband's work basically is what took us to our first expatriation. So over the years, I've moved about 6 times with my family, with my husband and my kids, because of my husband's job. And so now we're in Dubai, and this is the reason why I'm living there now. And I've found my place there in my own way.
Yeah. And what was the first year actually like? Because Dubai has this reputation, glamorous, fast, ambitious. But what was the real experience of arriving there and trying to build something from scratch?
Yes. Well, Dubai is a very easy place to live in. Everyone, first of all, speaks English. So when you've lived in places where it's very difficult to communicate, I'm thinking right now of when I lived in Vietnam. Vietnam was a difficult place to be in because of the language barriers, but Dubai was extremely easy. I already had 20 years of expatriation accumulated under my belt, so I know now what to do and what to look for when I move to a new country, as it is my sixth or seventh country that I've lived in. So yeah, Dubai is of course probably one of the most welcoming places that you can move to, and it's very easy to adapt to Dubai. So I arrived. I didn't have a job. I didn't have much happening for myself. I did know a few people, and then I basically just stayed the first year debating what I should be doing with myself. At 40, wait, what? How old was I then? 40. 44, 45, yeah.
Oh,
And I didn't want to do the same things I've done in the past because I'm a person that likes to change work very frequently. And so I just decided on something, and it pretty much came by chance. So the first year was not very difficult for me. It's actually a very easy country to get used to living in. Yeah.
okay, so Dubai is very easy to adapt.
Yes.
So now was hosting and presenting always the plan?
So what is the plan now?
No, hosting, you are hosting now. So is that always the plan?
No, that was never the plan. That became the plan one day when I was thinking hard about what I enjoy doing. What I really love to do is talking with people, networking with people, being on stage, performance. It's always something I've enjoyed doing. And I'm a firm believer that you have to love what you do. For me, a job is not about money or it's not about, career. It's about what you enjoy doing most. And if you love what you do, then you'll never work a day in your life because it's going to be fun to go to work every day. So for me, my number one, that when I was thinking about when I was thinking about what I wanted to do was what do I enjoy? What do I love to do? And from there came the idea of perhaps going into TV or radio or events on stage where I'm the presenter. And from one day to the next, here I am, 6 years later. After moving to Dubai, I'm where I want to be for now.
So what was the hardest chapter of building this career?
I would say the hardest for me was the fact that I didn't have any previous experience. And when I was trying to host events, the rejection, I'll call it, to be blunt, was difficult because, of course, clients want to see examples of you presenting on stage, and I didn't have much to show because I had not really done that before. And so I would say that reality was probably the thing that I had to that was most difficult, but not too difficult because of course you have to get creative and come up with ways to get to where you want to get to. So I would say credentials and past experience when you want to start something brand new where you don't have experience in or you don't have any credentials for is probably the thing that stops most people from moving forward. Yeah.
Okay. So you are not just reading off a teleprompter, right? You are managing a room, managing energy, managing people, managing unexpected, all in real time. Walk me through, how do you prepare for a big event? What does you prepare actually look for an hour or a day before going on a stage?
I've actually, yes, yes, I've actually only read from a teleprompter twice in
Only
all of the
twice.
events that I've hosted, and only twice, yes.
Oh.
It's it's actually very different to read from a teleprompter. Um, I prepare. I'm not very big on preparing, but I've become bigger on preparing now that my events are becoming more complicated, more complex, I'm gonna say. So I always, depending on the type of conference, right? If it's a, depending on the type of event, if it's a conference or if it's a gala dinner, the level of preparation will be different. If I'm moderating a panel, then there's a lot of preparation there, as I need to familiarize myself with the topic, or I need to get to know the speaker and what sort of questions that should be directed towards one speaker over another. And so I would say the preparation is quite high when you're moderating a panel, because you have to be steering the conversation in the direction that you want it to go to. And you have to make sure that all of the speakers get, time to express themselves, and you have to extract as much information as possible in a given period of time. So I definitely break down my time between the different speakers. I prepare by researching on the topic. I prepare by having a call with the speakers and asking them, what they want to speak about and so on. And then formulate the questions with them or myself alone, and then show them the questions and tweak them with them. And sometimes the organizer provides the questions, and there's less preparation. There's less preparation there. Where I like to prepare most is in the actual transitions between one speaker to another. So that's one thing that I prepare for a lot. When it's hosting a gala dinner or when it's hosting a product launch, I prepare less because I like to be spontaneous, and I like it to come out naturally. So I definitely don't like to be so
Okay.
structured. I leave room for spontaneity to come out, and my character to come out. And I don't really care for if I make a mistake, or if I don't, if I hesitate or I forget a word, or it doesn't really, it doesn't really impact me anymore as it used to, where I used to get very
So
nervous at first. But
everything is natural.
that's for me the most important. Yes, exactly. For me, the most important thing is just to have a good time, because if I'm having a good time, they're having a good time.
Right, right. You are right. Now I have to ask about Mika Hakina, right? The Formula One legend. You hosted a fireside chat with him at a DP World event in Dubai, right? What is it actually like to sit across from someone, from this legend from F1? What was the experience?
What is what? Oh,
Mike, Mika Hakina experience.
yes. Mike Häkkinen, the Formula One racer for McLaren. Yes, I had the pleasure of hosting a chat with him, and he's very, very calm and relaxed and laid back. So he was not nervous. He was very welcoming, and very easy to have a casual chat with, just like we were sitting in my living room having a casual chat. And this is exactly how it felt on stage. Um, and these are the best types of interviews, or yeah, it's just not, there was a sequence of structured questions, But I asked him before getting on stage, is it okay if I ask you about this, or is it okay if we talk about that? Because I think that it would have, it's also brings in more of his personality and more of his character. If I wanted to discuss, that time in Montreal, because I'm from Montreal, and something happened during the race. So I said, is it okay if we talk about this? Is it okay if we talk about that? And he was like, absolutely, ask me whatever you want. So it's always nice to have speakers, or yeah, speakers that are very relaxed and casual and laid back. But yes, I was given questions, and of course, I have to go by that. That's the most important. But yeah, it was great. It was great. I don't get nervous anymore. I get excited, right? So you have to reframe that. It's okay to be excited. It's okay to get that adrenaline rush. It's okay to be on stage and get like the jitters of being with a celebrity next to you. But don't see that as being nervous, that's negative. See it as being excited. See it as, yeah, just reframe that. Reframe that.
So the topic of that conversation was planning to win, precious risk and execution. And you wrote that this is not just a racing philosophy, right? So it is a mindset for leadership. Did that conversation change anything for you personally?
Yes, it was interesting to see how certain criteria and requirements in Formula One can be applied to different industries and different roles, human roles, that different hats that we wear. So leaders, of course, depending on circumstances, need to take decisions to very quickly, or without having time to think it through, or ponder and be very analytical. So it was interesting to apply it to global logistics, which is not always a straight arrow industry, especially with delays in delivery, in shipment, geopolitical, and so on and so forth. So it was actually very interesting to get a Formula One racer to speak to DP World leaders and explain how he's navigated, how Häkkinen navigates through racing and making decisions, and basically how DP World leaders can apply the same lessons. So yeah, I guess we could call them the lessons learned from Mika Häkkinen. Definitely stayed with all of us, and yeah, it's great to have speakers of that caliber, and to try to see the commonalities between industries, between roles, between jobs.
So, what is the most unexpected thing that has ever happened to you on live stage? Something that went completely off script, and how did you handle it?
Power outage. So everything shuts down. Absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. The only things that remained on were the ballroom, the hotel lights. So the generators of the hotel that kicked in, and there was enough light for everyone to see each other. But the everything else, I mean, we had to pause. We had to pause, and it was quite a while. It wasn't just a 2-3 minute thing. It lasted for about an hour. So I did something extremely fun, and I got all of the. It was only about 100 people in the audience, and we had enough space to do this. So we did a speed networking event where there's one circle on the inside and another circle of people on the other side. So 50 people are on the inner circle, and the other 50 people are on the outer circle, and everybody moves clockwise every 3 or 4 minutes, and talks to each other like, hello, my name is Alexandra, I'm from Montreal, I'm a host, blah, blah, blah. And then we did that, and the audience, the guests, the attendees enjoyed it, right? They actually got to speak to the different attendees of that conference. They networked in a time of no electricity, so so it was a nice little break. Nice little break. Definitely brought out a lot of yeah, changed it
So
up a bit.
you are listed on London Speaker Bureau, one of the most prestigious speakers agency in the world. How did that happen? And what did it mean to you? When did it?
Which, sorry, I didn't understand the question. Can you ask it again?
Yes, sir. You are listed on London Speaker Bureau, right?
Oh, yes, different speaker bureaus.
Yeah.
The speaker bureaus are agencies that will help clients find speakers, find different speakers. You know, you have speakers that talk about performance, you have other speakers that talk about artificial intelligence. And yeah, I'm listed on a dozen of agencies, event agencies, speaker bureaus, and but I'll tell you one thing, Babesh, 90% of my work comes from me. Doesn't come from speaker bureaus. So it's me that, yeah, of course. So it's me that goes out and finds my work, right? I
Right.
find conferences and I find clients that I want to work with, and I eventually find who is responsible for organizing the event, for hiring the speakers, and I get them myself. Of course, I welcome anyone, any referral, if it's going to come from the London Speaker Bureau, or if it's going to come from, you know, Forbes Middle East, or other other agencies, other talent agencies, or event planners. But yeah, I do most of the legwork myself. Yes.
Yeah. So now let's talk about something that I think is the pinnacle of what you have done so far, and that is COP28, right? So when you got call telling you that you are going to hosting a stage of COP28 in Dubai, one of the biggest climate conference on the planet, what was your reaction? And what was that moment like?
Well, that came from an agency. It would be too complicated to find out who's organizing and who's. Yeah, so I was very excited. Of course, it was still early on in my career, and I put in all my efforts in finding out about the speakers and finding out about the different topics that were going to be discussed. And it was a wonderful experience, wonderful experience. And it is probably the experience that has propelled me to larger size events. Because when I ask, why did you hire me to my clients? Most of the time it's, oh, because we saw that you did COP28. So just to show you that a picture is worth 1,000 words. You know, it's one of the pictures I use the most in social media. It's always there on my LinkedIn, whether it's Instagram or my website.
Social
It's the
media.
picture I think that has helped me get more events in the you know, following COP28. But it was a um, beautiful conference, and I I learned so much.
Like,
I sometimes, you know, I mean, I tell my friends and my family, I don't know if I have the brain power to retain all this stuff that I learn in conferences, because some of the stuff is just incredible, you know. I just did WHX not too long ago. It's the new name for Arab Health. And the things I have learned on oncology, on, you know, uh, cancer research. I was taking notes. I was recording the speakers, and it's just I don't know if I have the brain power sometimes to remember all this info. But yeah, COP28 is one of those conferences where there's a lot of info on climate tech and on agri-tech, technology for agriculture. Yeah, just loads of info.
Okay. So recently you hosted a global health exhibition in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yes, this is one of the many
So,
health related conferences. Yes.
so what was that experience?
For global health exhibition, there were about 6 or 8 stages. So the one I was hosting was on the investor stage. So
Okay.
it's where all the investors come and they listen to what's happening in global health, in med tech, in different realms of the health industry, and they decide where they want to put their money and where they're going to invest. So that was a very interesting stage to be on because you have pitches happening as well. So companies, startups that are looking for funding, and the different investors that decide where they're going to invest, where they're going to put their money. So it's very, very important to have that community as well at the conference, present at the conference, and have different partnerships happening, different collaborations happening, investments, which is what moves the industry forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what one behavior that instantly tell you the person is powerful?
Powerful people. Okay. Well, you can mostly feel it rather than see it because people who are truly powerful don't need to prove it. So basically, it's someone to me who is calm under pressure. They can stand alone, take a decision without panic, without going hysterical. They speak less, but when they speak with precision. Someone who is powerful. They're not easily triggered, I would say.
Okay.
They take responsibility. They take responsibility for their actions. They are okay to apologize when they've made an error. Yeah, I think they're not trying to look powerful. People know that they are, and they don't really need to, I guess, prove themselves to anyone. They are comfortable with who they are, and you either take it or leave it. Yeah, that's true power.
So what do powerful people do differently when cameras are off?
When cameras are off,
Right.
I think a powerful person is someone, as I had mentioned earlier, who doesn't speak much, but whose brain is constantly working. And it's someone who can self-reflect and can be very honest with themselves. It's someone who will doesn't need to dominate, doesn't need to be seen, doesn't need validation. Someone who's basically just, I guess, they're not trying to look powerful, they just are. And what they do is they self-reflect honestly and authentically with themselves at night when no one's there, when no one's listening. And yeah, I think honesty towards yourself and being true to yourself is truly what makes you powerful.
Okay. So there are two types of mindset. First is average mindset, and second is billionaire mindset. What is the difference between both of them?
What's What's the difference between a billionaire mindset and an average mindset?
Yeah,
I'm not the person to ask because I'm not a billionaire.
yeah.
I think a billionaire mindset. Well, I think billionaire is a lot of them is just being at the right place at the right time, and a lot of luck is involved. I think in in being a billionaire. But maybe one thing is that they just go for it. You know, when they get an idea, they don't pause. They don't, debate if they should go ahead with it. They're risk takers, they're go getters, and they don't let doubt sit too long in their brain. Um, Instead of calling it a billionaire mindset, maybe we can call it a go getter mindset versus an average mindset. Because a lot of go getters who are successful and powerful are not billionaires, but they have made it, right? So I think the mindset difference is that they go for it and they take the risks and they don't care what people think. I think that's the main thing. They don't let doubt sit in their minds too long because they're not aiming for perfection. They are going to do it regardless if it's the right time, the right place. They don't, wait for the perfect moment. They go for it, and that brings them one step closer to success. And I think the average person is maybe not uh, confident enough that it's the right time to do it. They need more. They need more checks in their. They need more ticks in their check boxes
Fixed by
to
people.
actually go ahead and do it. Yeah. Yes.
So, do you believe in luck? You said away right now.
If I believe in luck, absolutely. Luck
Why?
is something that when you have it, you realize that wow, that I am lucky. Like this is so driven by luck because you could have been in a different location. You could have been, somewhere else when that particular whatever it is, happened. But you just happened to be at the right place at the right time. That's
Right.
luck, 100%.
So, let's talk about money. So, how much can a top MC actually make?
MCs make, there are different MCs, right? There
Yeah.
are the beginner MC, there are the MCs in the US, there are the MCs in different countries. I think the amount of money that an MC makes is very much driven by their location, right? Salaries are different from one country to the other. I'm told that in the US it's where they pay the most for an MC, but I mean, this is all hearsay. So it also depends on the industry, right? Some industries have bigger budgets than others. Some event sizes have bigger sponsors where they can allocate a bigger budget for their speakers. So it's it varies a lot. It varies a lot. And then there are events that you do because you want to do them, right? They are non-paying gigs. They're driven by. I'm giving you an example. For example, if it's you know a non-profit organization or if it's to raise funds, yeah, there's MCs that don't make a dime, but they do it because they want to do it because it's good for their heart, it's good for their exposure. Lord knows I did a few of those, and I still do. So, yeah, I will not give a dollar figure or a specific amount because I know MCs that get $100,000 for a
Oh.
gig, and there are some that don't. There are some that make zero. So yeah, the role of the MC should not be driven by, should not be dictated by the amount of money.
And how much you can make?
I will not answer that question, Bhavesh. You cannot ask someone how much money they make. Well, look, you're paying me what, $5,000 to be sitting here with your podcast? Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Uh, so let's go to a rapid fire round, right?
Okay,
Okay,
rapid
let's start.
fire. Ooh.
Yeah. Are you excited?
Okay, I'm excited.
So first question is most overrated thing about success.
Most overrated thing about success is that it is mainly measured with a dollar amount when it should not be measured by a dollar amount. Success is measured by how it makes a person feel.
Happiness, right? So second question is
Happiness, freedom, peace, peace of mind. I'm gonna
peace
say
of
peace of
mind.
mind is a huge driving factor for me. Yeah.
So second question is most fake industry you have seen.
Ooh, fake industry. I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm going to go with the social media industry slash influencer. And I'm happy this industry is changing, but it's pretty much like curated lives, um, bot signals, bot followers, bot engagement.
Engagement.
Cannot truly tell if it's authentic. It's monetized authenticity, and people sell being real, but often they're not.
Oh. So the third question is one skill every young person must learn.
One skill every person must learn.
Learn.
Whew. Okay. Learn. One person. Okay. Networking. Networking is a huge skill because the more people you speak to, yes, the more people you speak to, the more connections you make. And when you make connections later on in life, that is when they might come in handy to support you, to help you, to guide you, and vice versa, right? You do the same for them. So I'm going to say networking. It's huge, and it's a lot of people are shy to speak to strangers, but I speak to strangers every day, and I love it. It's my number one skill.
Okay. And one brutal truth about life.
One brutal truth
About life.
about life. Ooh, no one's coming to save you.
Yeah,
um,
you are
the
right.
moment you realize that you gotta just do it. That's when you stop waiting for the right time. You stop negotiating with yourself if I should go for it or not. You become dangerously self-directed. You just go for it.
So the number six is one trait all powerful people have.
One trait, execution, consistency. Oh
Execution.
my God, there's so many. Yeah. Consistency, execution, yeah, the just do it mentality, and not really caring if it's not perfect or whatever, not waiting for people's approvals or permissions. I would say just the go for it mentality.
Okay. Hard work or smart connections.
Smart connections.
Why?
Hard work, I mean, you can work hard and just overwork or still not go for the hard work. A lot of people work hard, but they're not necessarily working intelligently. Um, yeah.
So smart connections is right, right? And
Smart
hard work,
connection?
hard work or smart work?
Yeah. Smart work, 100% smart work, efficient work, and non-hesitative work.
Okay. So recently you said that networking. So how can we networking with elite circles?
Depending on what you're interested in, uh, you find groups or communities or people that are aligned with your interests, with your passions. So if you're interested in going into, I don't know, AI, or, increasing your skills with AI, or increasing the number of connections you have with people who are working with AI, then you find these groups. A lot of them are on LinkedIn, a lot of them are on, I guess, social media, Instagram, TikTok, and you find networking events, you find gatherings, you go for it, or you connect with them virtually, and you definitely attend events and conferences even that will broaden your circle of connections.
So we are coming to the end, right? So let's talk about
Mm.
Dubai because people have a very specific image of Dubai in their heads, and you actually live it. What is the life in Dubai actually like beyond the Instagram version? What is the daily life in Dubai in details?
Yeah. There's a lot of curiosity around Dubai, and I know from my friends who ask me about life in Dubai, and the non-social media version is that it's a very welcoming place. I often get shocked when I go back home, and now I'm currently in Europe, uh, people walk by you and don't make eye contact or don't say hello. And I find that in the UAE, in Dubai, there's such um, a sense of community and a sense of belonging, that there's a lot more manners and politeness and hellos going around. And it's hard to be in a, I think that now that I've experienced this, it would be very hard for me to go back and live in a, I'm going to say, colder country where people are not as sociable, are not as open. Um, so that's one thing about Dubai that I'd have to stress, is that the people living in Dubai, all of them, we're all from somewhere else, right? We're all expats, whether you're Indian or Canadian or Filipina or Lebanese, right? You've all moved to the same place, and I think that everyone is working towards the same goal, essentially. And another great thing about Dubai is the vision, right? There's so much vision here, and sometimes I bang my head on the wall and I say, geez, I come from a first world country, right? Canada. We should not
Correct.
be where we are. We should be here, but we're here, right? Because it's the vision. It's the country is not aggressive in its in pursuing more, better. So yeah, sometimes I see the UAE and Dubai as, okay, yes, they do have the financial means to get there. They do have a lot of money. But they also have vision, because you can have money and not have vision, right? There's a lot of countries
Yeah.
that I won't name any, but there's a lot of countries that have a lot of money and that
Money,
just don't have a
but not
vision.
vision.
So yeah, I guess these are the two things. Yeah.
So
And I just want people to stop thinking of Dubai as a fake place, because it's so not a fake place. I mean, what do you mean by fake, right? There's so many social media comments I've been reading that it's
fake
just
country,
why
fake
don't
country.
you just come and live here a bit and see? Yeah. So it's beautiful to live in a friendly country that has vision. Weather is good. Yeah.
So you know about Shah Rukh Khan? Hmm?
About?
Right, Shah Rukh Khan, brand ambassador of Dubai.
The actor
Hmm? Saruk
about
Khan,
who?
Saruk Khan, SRK, Saruk Khan.
Shahrukh Khan?
Hmm.
Is it the actor? The Indian
Yeah,
actor?
yeah. You know about that?
Yeah, I know. Of
About
course I know of him. I don't know him personally, but I know of him. Yeah.
so
I thought
is
it
that
was Shahrukh Khan, how you pronounce it.
no. So are you a fan of Saruk?
Oh, okay. Not particularly, no.
No.
Are you?
Yeah. He's my idol.
Shahrukh Khan. Yeah, I know. He's a He's your idol. Okay, yeah. Well, he's often in Dubai. I know he's a film producer as well, and he's worked a lot with some of the real estate companies of the UAE. Yeah, I've seen several of his movies when they
Which
were
one?
dubbed in
Which one is your
English.
favorite? Which one is your favorite movie?
uh, what's it called? Kush Kush
कुछ कुछ होता है.
Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Yes, it's a '90s movie, I think.
Yeah, right. It's 90s.
Yeah,
Anyone?
old. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I could sing if you want his songs.
Yeah, sing a song. Your favorite song?
No, actually, I know songs from what's his name? I know songs from an Indian actor that is before you were born. What was his name?
Rajesh Khanna.
He used to sing "Dil de ke deko, dil de ke deko, dil de ke deko, dil."
I
Dil
think
lene
no.
wala de na na.
You know
What's his
Hindi?
name?
I don't know. I don't know. Seriously. 1 second.
No,
I
because
think.
my neighbor in Canada used to make me listen to all these movies, these old Indian movies, and I forgot his name now. Great.
Rajesh Khanna. uh, any other song? If you want to sing.
Uh, no, that's it. I'm gonna stop
That's it.
now. He used
So,
to sing Meriya Shabakher. You know that song? Meriya Shabakher.
no.
Meriya Shabakher. Damn it. Okay, I forgot now.
So let's. I
It's
think we
before your
enjoyed
time,
the
I'm telling
conversation.
you.
Yeah, you are right. I think it's very old song, and I listen while my dad is playing this song.
Ask your dad, I'm sure he'll know.
Right. I'm asking that now. I will. And so let's end. Do you enjoy the
Yes,
conversation?
I did, Bavesh. It was so nice to meet you, and thank you for showing interest. And I hope that I've helped someone today with my
Right.
extensive experience.
I hope we meet in India, right? I hope you come in India and
I hope
we meet.
I.
I
Where
have a
in
friends
India
too.
are you?
I am in Delhi, capital of India, Delhi.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I hope so too.
So
Thanks, Bavesh.
thank you so much for coming on the show. It's so pleasure for me. And in starting, I'm very nervous, and I'm not good in English. I'm just trying my best. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bavesh. Your English is
Bye.
great.
Thank you. I'm just trying my best. I'm not. In India, we call
Good.
namaste. You can say namaste.
Namaste.
Ah, your English is so
Namaste.
good.